All right, guys, we're going to be talking about Fani Willis, the corrupt Georgia district attorney who's going after Donald Trump. And her case seems to be falling apart. This woman is corrupt. This whole case against Trump stinks to the high heavens. This case should be thrown out. All charges should be dropped. Fani Willis is so corrupt, man, that she even admitted that she had or is having a relationship with the prosecutor, Nathan Wade. Astonishing, man. So Michael Roman was correct about that. Michael Roman, one of the Trump co-defendants, he was 1,000% right about that. And Fani Willis eventually had to come out because the receipts that got dropped, it was clear. Her and Nathan Wade were traveling around the world to the Caribbean, living a good life, it seems, on the taxpayer dollars. Kind of funny how this guy gets hired on to the Trump case and then he immediately files for divorce the next day. Despicable, man. Fani Willis on video also saying that she wouldn't have a relationship with anybody in her office. She was actually calling the previous DA corrupt. Pretty much for doing the same thing that she is doing right now. The people in Fulton County, man, you guys need to change your voting habits, man. These people are corrupt over there. Now, she's actually going to have to appear before the judge in the Trump case to talk about these allegations, not even allegations now at this point, guys, about her relationship with Nathan Wade. $654,000 she gave this man. And he's funneling that money back to her by taking her out on lavish vacations. But guys, Fani Willis has come out now. And to me, it definitely seems like she has something to hide. Seems kind of suspicious because if you don't have anything to hide, why don't you actually want to testify? Yeah. So let's talk about that, guys. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member, live stream every single Friday. If you're watching on Rumble, click the join button, get access to the same thing as well. They only start at $5 per month. We appreciate the support. So here we go, guys. Look at this. Fani Willis tries to squash subpoena requiring her to testify. This woman does not want to testify because her crimes have been exposed. She probably actually has more to hide than what we already know. And she's panicking. She does not want to testify. Kind of funny how that works, man, when you already get busted and you have to come out and admit because the evidence is just so overwhelming that you and Nathan Wade were out there, having sex everywhere. Let's just keep it real. Let's keep it real. Even though she's saying this actually happened after she had already hired him, I don't think many people actually believe that. Because if they actually came out and said that, yeah, we had a relationship before I hired him, yeah, that'll be a big problem. Because now as she testifies, man, this case could completely fall apart. She knows that. All charges could be dropped. But let's read this here. It says, Fulton County DA Fani Willis motion Wednesday to quash a subpoena requiring her to testify at a coming hearing on allegations she improperly benefited from hiring her romantic partner, special prosecutor Nathan Wade. The attorney for Trump co-defendant Michael Roman, who filed the motion to dismiss the case and disqualify Willis, issued subpoenas to her, Wade, and a handful of other staff members in the DA's office. Willis claimed Wednesday that there is, quote, no factual basis that could reasonably justify requiring opposing counsel and other employees to be a witness in the case. Well, I believe that the taxpayers deserve some answers. What are you doing with that money? You actually hired a guy that you're banging, a guy that was like a family lawyer, somebody you can always find. Didn't have the experience. A lot of questions here. She says this, quote, Georgia law, as well as authority from across the country, predictably frowns on a process that permits counsel from one litigant to compel the testimony of counsel and employees of the opposing party, and there is no justification to depart from that general principle here, she wrote. Willis also claimed a subpoena to Wade's former law partner, Terrence Bradley, who represented Wade early in his divorce case, is similarly not in accord with the law because any information he has would be protected by attorney-client privilege. And you can actually see right here. This is a link to her motion to trying to dismiss this subpoena right here. Doesn't seem like it's going to work because the judge has already said, yeah, you got to come up here and talk about this. Roman's original motion alleged Willis benefited from awarding Wade a lucrative contract when he took her on trips using the money he earned from his position. Bank statements later showed Wade purchased 2 airline tickets in Willis' name to Miami and San Francisco and made payments to a cruise line on the same day he purchased the Miami ticket. Yeah, you got some explaining to do right here. In a Friday filing responding to Roman's initial motion, Willis confirmed she had a personal relationship with Wade, but denied it provided her with any financial benefit. Nobody believes that. Nobody believes that. All you had to do was not have this relationship, and maybe, just maybe, this case wouldn't be on life support right now. Something's telling me, man, I don't know how this case can actually stay open. There seems to be way too much corruption to keep this case going. Wade claimed in an affidavit that their relationship did not start until after his contract began and that expenses for travel were, quote, roughly divided equally, with Willis at times making payments from her own personal funds. Roman responded later that day by suggesting the testimony of witnesses could contradict Willis's claims. Now, somebody that she actually fired in her office has said, yeah, that was corruption because another man in her office was using federal funds to buy swag. Yeah. And then eventually, Fani Willis fired this person like 2 months later. Yeah. Quote, some of the individuals whom Mr. Roman had subpoenaed to testify have personal knowledge that Wade and Willis's personal relationship began before his appointment as a special prosecutor. Yeah, that's what we need to hear right there. Because if they truly prove this relationship started before he was hired, yeah, this case is done. It's done. Quote, in other words, they have knowledge that the assertion by Willis and the state's response and in Wade's affidavit are both false. Yeah, this could be the undoing right here of Fani Willis. Completely exposed right here. So this is why she does not want to have to testify. Because this whole thing seems like it will fall apart completely. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.